Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another cutcom. Listen, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I want to make this video on a more serious note. Today I want to talk about like just a bunch of things, right? I want to talk about the state of Call of Duty, and I also want to talk about the state of Call of Duty YouTube and the state of Call of Duty content as a whole. This is something that doesn't get brought up enough, and in my opinion, and I just think it's something that I want to talk about because I really notice it, and I think some of you guys that watch my channel do too. Now listen, before this video starts, I know I'm not a good content creator. I literally just turn the camera on and I repeat myself like 5 times throughout videos. But listen, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to make Call of Duty content at least somewhat resemble what it used to be, you know, with like cutcoms and just more personable content. And I feel like that's something that just doesn't exist today. It's really weird. I don't notice any personable. Maybe I'm just getting old and I'm not in tune with like what current people want with new content. Because every time I open up YouTube, I swear to God, I see the same video like 5 times, and it's always like the number one this. I'm the number one warzone this. I'm the number one, you know, like rusher. You know, like it's just some very non-personable content in my opinion. And I'm not talking shit on any creator. I promise you, none. That's not a video that I would click on because I see it so often. Maybe I'm just tripping balls here. Maybe I'm just literally unking out right now, and maybe cutcoms aren't what people want today. Or maybe I'm just delusional and I don't actually know what Call of Duty content used to be, and I'm just remembering it with like rose-tinted glasses. But I really don't believe that, because I remember from like 2012 all the way to like 2000, let's say 16 possibly, Call of Duty content was lit. Like it maybe not lit in the sense that it was as professional or as high quality as it is today, but it was definitely more personable. Like I could relate to my content creators a lot more. I could definitely understand what my content creators were saying or what they were trying, the points they were trying to get across. It just felt more, I knew my content creators better, if that makes any sense. And today I just don't really feel that as much. I remember in 2016, you know, we had content creators such as like, you know, the old phase guys, some like Ali A, even though Ali A kind of made modern content back then anyways, but it definitely didn't feel like it. You know, you had like your T Martin, which I mean, granted, T Martin made an oopsie. I don't know. We just had all these content creators that I felt like I knew very well. Now there is a lot of content creators today that still make content that's very personable. I can get to know these content creators more, and in my opinion, that makes me want to watch them more. Like I don't watch content creators just because they're simply good at Call of Duty or good at the game that they're playing. I watch them because I want to get to know them. I think there's something about them that just clicks. One of these content creators that's still going strong today is somebody like Face Scope. If you actually watch his videos, they're very entertaining and they're very old school like, and that's something I respect a lot. Maybe it's just the games that are changing. Listen, I really don't know. Like I understand that like maybe the games are too sweaty now and nobody can just make relaxing content because it just won't get pushed as much. Maybe they're just not as exciting to play to make videos because you have to sweat. I don't know. As I'm sitting here making this cutcom, maybe I am just delusional as hell, and maybe Call of Duty content is in a great spot right now. Back in the day, something, and I'm not saying oh older is better, but I mean this in a very real sense. What changed with Call of Duty content? Why is Call of Duty content always so cut and dry now? Listen, I'm gonna reiterate it again. I know my videos are dog shit. I know I'm a terrible content creator, but I'm talking about this from a purely consumer point of view. Call of Duty content just isn't the same, and that's not always necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes change can be good, but I feel like in this sense it's really not. You know, something else I'm thinking about is maybe everybody's a content creator now. I don't know how many of you guys jump on BO6 and you see Twitch TV or in somebody's clan tag, and you know, I'm guilty of it too. Like I watched all these guys as I was growing up, and then it made me want to be a content creator. So maybe as content creation gets more popular, everybody becomes a content creator. But the problem with that is if you have so many, and I'm not trying to like stop anybody from making content. It's not at all what I'm doing. I probably shouldn't even be making content. But what I'm saying is once you get so many content creators, you eventually don't have any content consumers. People that just casually consume content. You'll end up in a place where everybody's consuming content, trying to get ideas, or trying to, you know, do something better than the other creator. Like right now, I'm trying to make cutcoms. I can tell not a lot of people still enjoy cutcoms, but I see comments like bros yapping. Like that is literally the point of a cutcom. I'm supposed to sit here and yap until my toes fall off, brother. That is a cutcom. I love yapping, and this is a platform where I can just yap my ass off. But I also think a lot of it has to do with the state of Call of Duty today. Call of Duty now, you can be as delusional as you want, but Call of Duty now is not doing as good as it used to back in the day. Call of Duty now is definitely down on numbers. They're definitely down on viewership on all content platforms. Regardless of what you actually think, Call of Duty is not in the best spot it possibly could be at. When in a spot like 2012, Call of Duty couldn't have been better in 2012. I really don't think. They hit their ceiling back then. So maybe it's just a matter of, you know, Call of Duty as a whole is on a downward trend and it's not going to save itself. I don't believe that. I think Call of Duty absolutely could save itself. And I think when the game does good, the content does good. So maybe it's a bit of both. There is a few YouTubers or content creators that still make content like I remember. They're still banging out, you know, the OG style videos that are actually entertaining to watch. At least in my opinion, they're entertaining to watch. You know, people like T-Dog, you know, like the Acid Crew. Like if you guys didn't know, I joined Acid Protocol. It's pretty lit. We're about to take over the COD scene. You know, Face Scope still makes, you know, cut comms here and there. His videos are also just edited in a way to where it feels OG, but they're still like extremely entertaining. So here we go. T-Dog, the Acid Crew, Face Scope, some of the Psycho Boys, a lot of the S7 guys. I don't know. There's just a ton. Mainly it's like teams, right? So it's like mainly content teams that still make amazing banger content. But every time I run into somebody that used to be a news channel back in the day is literally just making bundle promotional videos. And it's like, brother, that is not what I want to watch. I'm not going to name any names, but if you see the rhetoric on all content platforms that we don't want this in our game, and then you go and make a promotional video about it, you're part of the problem, man. Like, I just want Call of Duty to be in a good spot again, regardless, even if it's something that I don't enjoy. I want it to be in a good spot. I'm not big on Warzone. I don't enjoy Warzone all that much, but I know that when Warzone does good, Call of Duty does good. So I, in turn, want Call of Duty to be good. But you know, if you're somebody who's cheering for Call of Duty content to just be all paid bundles, paid LTMs, paid this, paid that, you got to pay, you know, $90 just to play Call of Duty. Like, that's not good, brother. You're part of the problem. And I've seen people online cheering that LTMs are going to be locked behind paywalls. That does not look good on Call of Duty, which in turn is going to make less people play the game, which in turn is going to make less people consume content on the game. But I don't know, boys. If you guys did enjoy this video, this little cut com, some things I wanted to talk about today. Tomorrow's video is going to be a lot different, I promise. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe, let me know what you want to see for the future on this channel. Be sure to follow Acid Protocol on Twitter, check out their YouTube channel, check out our YouTube channel as well down in the comment section, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.